Electronic Arts, the full name of EA, and once upon a time, its statement of intent. These days, most gamers associate the company with their endless annual parade of sports titles, but not us. When we think of EA, we think of amazing games like Mass Effect and Dead Space 3. We think of cutting-edge developers like Criterion and DICE. And although there was plenty of sport, a parade of sport in fact, at EA's press conference on the eve of E3, Electronic Arts delivered on their name. Let's start with all the good news. We've expected it for weeks, and finally, both a Star Wars Battlefront reboot and a Mirror's Edge sequel were officially announced. Nothing more than teasers, unfortunately, but a good indication of where the company is going. Now EA have acquired the Star Wars license, they could just churn out Star Wars games and hang up their artist hats. But in Mirror's Edge 2, we see that they're a long way from such a move, delivering what promises to be one of the most aesthetically pleasing titles of the next gen. The event also followed up on the big, new Xbox One exclusive Titanfall. First revealed earlier in the day at Microsoft's show, Titanfall is being developed by Respawn Entertainment, the original team who worked on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and it looks set to be the next craze in online multiplayer shooters. But they might face some stiff competition from the unlikeliest of sources. No, not Battlefield 4, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. A 3D third-person shooter spin-off of PopCap's brilliant Tower Defender, Garden Warfare crushes together action and comedy to create something with mega cross-appeal. It's the game we never knew we wanted, but now we can hardly live without it. And as if PopCap hadn't brought enough to the event, they even threw up another graphic for another big name, Peggle 2. As we know, EA is all about big names, and few are bigger than Need for Speed. Need for Speed Rivals got a sexy new trailer, jaw-dropping gameplay, and to top it all, the announcement of Need for Speed the movie starring Breaking Bad legend Aaron Paul.
As a gamer myself, it's really cool to be here.
Then, EA announced the hotly anticipated Dragon Age Inquisition in a trailer packed with monsters, explosions, and fire from the sky. Speaking of fire, EA also demonstrated a little more of their new game engine, Ignite, the power behind the full lineup of next-gen EA sports titles. Madden NFL 25, FIFA 14, NBA Live 14, and EA's new UFC game were all in attendance, as were stars like UFC President Dana White and UFC Light Heavyweight Champion John Jones. Each one looks to be visually beyond any sports game we've seen before, even if we're yet to be convinced by the promise of revolutionary gameplay. It is, after all, the same promise we hear every year. Forget promises though. The game we're most excited about is, encouragingly, the one we've seen the most from, Battlefield 4. EA gave us the best taste of their new shooter to date, with a live 64-player demonstration showing off phenomenal environments, jet skis, parachutes, and the destruction of an entire skyscraper. On the side, there was also a demonstration of Commander Mode, an app for tablets that allows players to join in the fray from a top-down, support-style viewpoint, which they can do from anywhere at any time. Our lunch breaks will never be the same. Overall, E3 2013 was a success for Electronic Arts. They've got all their regulars like Need for Speed and EA Sports, and they've pulled out more hardcore, crowd-pleasing surprises like Plants vs. Zombies and Mirror's Edge. It's a lineup that should do well for them, appealing to every kind of gamer, and a good incentive to follow the company into the next generation. We can't wait.
Yeah.